Okay, Yaron, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, okay. Help me out here because I'm hearing the president yesterday say, I don't want to do these things. This is like me saying, I don't want my 25-year-old to be living in my house, but I'm the dad, so I have to. The president doesn't have to save these companies. He shouldn't be saving these companies. That's not what how our country was founded and built.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is an example of his complete hypocrisy. He's about more power, more control, bigger government. And this is not what, as you said, this is not what American government for. We're here. America was founded in order to defend individual rights, not to take money from some people and redistribute it to whoever the president believes is serving the public good at that particular moment in time. You know, we can't lose auto company jobs, so we're going to take Glenn and Yaron's money and we're going to give it to the UAW. That is a perversion of the purpose of government. It is a perversion of what this country is really about.
You know what? You know where I think it started? A listener called me on the radio show this week, and I think this is a very good. It was a very good point. It was with Nixon when he was having the kitchen debates, and he said, "Look, we've got freedom because we got capitalism and freedom. You know, we got refrigerators, we have houses, we have cars, we have everything else. That's not freedom. That's stuff." Freedom is the ability to be able to just do what you want to do without violating the freedoms of others. Do what you want to do. Live your dream. You may not make it, Jack, but you have the ability to try.
Absolutely. Freedom is about rationally pursuing your own happiness. It's even in our Declaration of Independence, free of coercion. And the primary source of coercion in the world we live in today is not from crooks. It's not from frauds. It's from the government. Freedom means no government coercion in a political sense. And what we're getting today is less and less freedom, more and more government intervention. And, you talked about this bankruptcy as if it was a positive thing. It's not a positive thing because this particular bankruptcy is not a free market bankruptcy. This is a bankruptcy orchestrated through government force. This is the government deciding who gets what and indeed landing up with a significant and majority stake in Chrysler and GM. This is a complete corruption of capitalism.
America, he just made that even better. Remember when I said, hey, Fiat's here. Okay, what is it? For Chrysler, here it is. Whew, we're saved. Chrysler now it's going to be run by Fiat, the unions, and Barney Frank.
Absolutely. It's going to be run by the post office. Think of Chrysler being run by the people at the post office. That's what we're getting. And at the same time, we're all subsidizing that deal. That is, every taxpayer in America, everybody in America is giving up some freedom, giving up some of his hard-earned money in order to subsidize the post office taking over Chrysler and GM. Okay. This is, so corrupt that it would be hard to imagine a couple of years ago that we would be at this point in American history. Here's where I
want to take this. I want to play from last night's speech. Can you play SOP 2, please? This is the president talking basically about the greater good. This is where this country went off track over 100 years ago. Listen to this.
Now, let there be no doubt. It will take an unprecedented effort on all our parts, from the halls of Congress to the boardroom, from the union hall to the factory floor, to see the auto industry through these difficult times. We are committed to the goal of a retooled, reimagined auto industry that can compete and win. Millions of jobs depend on it, scores of communities depend on it, and I believe the nation that invented the automobile cannot walk away from it.
You know what? That's like, the country that invented the horse and buggy shouldn't walk away. You know what? If you can't compete, you can't compete. Sorry, you lose. It makes all of us weaker, and this is a... Help me out on this. Well, I believe this is the problem that started with the progressive movement with the Republicans and the Democrats. It's the common good nonsense that really is a common infection. It doesn't do anybody any good when we're propping up the weakest.
Absolutely. I mean, you've identified it. The whole notion of the public good, the public interest, these are perversions of both morality and what this country really is about. This country is about individualism. This country is about individuals owning their own life, pursuing their own happiness, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what they're essential. Not your life is owned by the state, and we're going to tell you how to behave depending on whether your behavior is good for the public or not good for the public. That's how we got to this mess. We got into this mess with this ideology of altruism and collectivism, where you, the individual, belong to the group rather than you as an autonomous making decisions for yourself. That's the corruption, and you're right, it really started in the late 19th century, early 20th century, and was brought head-on into the Republican Party with Teddy Roosevelt. Yes. It was still admired by most conservatives, unfortunately.
No, it's because they haven't read enough. I mean, I was one of those dopes. You know, I just didn't do my homework enough. We all have to do our homework. There's too much going on right now, too fast. Thank you so much. By the way, thank you for the article in Fusion Magazine, which is my magazine. He wrote a great article on progressivism, and you just have to read it. You can look for it at glennbeck.com. Now, tomorrow, we have a